Jehovah's standards haven't changed.
Wives are still the property of their husbands. Anyone who commits adultery must surely be put to death. Jehovah's standards haven't changed.
Who likes magic? Jehovah or Satan?
Satan. So who likes magic? Does Jehovah like magic? Or Satan?
Let's practice.
Let's practice proselytizing to your schoolmates while subtly telling them their parents being in a gay relationship is wrong.
No!
Hello lovely people, my name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. Today we're going to take a look at a relatively infamous, well-known Jehovah's Witness produced cartoon about being Jehovah's friend. Now, I've always seen it on YouTube referred to as Caleb and Sophia. The Jehovah's Witness website calls it Become Jehovah's Friend and is just sort of a collection of cartoons featuring different characters. So I don't know if it started as Caleb and Sophia and they changed it, or if that's just how it came to be known colloquially. I guess we'll find out. This cartoon has been recommended and requested for me to check out a number of times. The reason I haven't done that is because Telltale, who is an ex-Jehovah's Witness, has talked about the cartoon on YouTube a number of times using all the expert knowledge of being an ex-Jehovah's Witness. So if you want some real insider insight and knowledge, I recommend you watch him reacting to Caleb and Sophia, plenty of those videos on his channel. Evidently, however, some people just want to see me react to silly religious cartoons because I'm cool. So I'm going to take my own silly look as an outsider to the Jehovah's Witness community, and we'll just take a look. Before we start, please permit me, I'm going to tuck in my chair a little bit more because I'm getting serious. Please permit me a little bit of a nerdy grumble. I'm also going to clean my glasses. There's some smudging on my glasses. Hold on. I just want to talk nerd to nerd about the word Jehovah for a second while I clean my spectacles. There's a strong insistence, obviously, at this point on the part of Jehovah's Witnesses in referring to God as Jehovah, which I just find a little bit irritating because it is wrong, basically. Biblically, it's inaccurate. There are two factors that slightly complicate this whole discussion. The first being that in the time of the ancient Israelites, there was a strong taboo against using the name of a god. So most of the time they would refer to him as the Lord, the Almighty, my Lord, things like that. So his name didn't come up very often. The other is that written Hebrew has no vowels. So the name of God, as seen in ancient Hebrew texts, is essentially YHWH, Yod, He, War, He, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing all kinds of wrong. So linguists and historians think that it is most likely pronounced the ways that we commonly pronounce it, Yahweh or Yahweh. So where does Jehovah come from? Well, from combining the consonants of Yahweh with the vowels of a completely different word, Adonai. Adonai meaning my Lord. And then the result of that transliterated into various European languages. Thus, we end up with Jehovah. At the time, spelling Yahweh with the vowels from Adonai was a reminder to use the latter, probably because of this taboo to say Adonai, to say my Lord rather than invoke his name. It seems some possibly 16th century translator, there's a chap that is commonly blamed for this, but we don't know exactly who it was. It seems some translator in the old times just didn't realise that that was the tradition and thought that that combination, that pastiche, was a word of its own, Jehovah. But it was not. Jehovah's Witnesses have a long and slightly complicated but fairly reasonable explanation for using the name Jehovah, which is totally cool and fine. A lot of their use of it revolves around, as we've seen from the children's website, referring to becoming Jehovah's friend, becoming close to God, Jehovah, on a personal level, and using a name that makes sense in a sort of modern context is a big part of the reason, and it kind of makes sense and I'm fine with it. Sometimes over time names get translated instead of transliterated, and that's just what happens. But biblically, historically, there is no precedent for calling Yahweh Jehovah, And at this point, I kind of think it's a matter of branding, actually, more than anything else. You could be Yahweh's friend, you know? You'll probably hear in discussions of Jehovah's Witnesses and their faith a lot, people saying that Jehovah is incorrect. So that's just sort of a basic overview for you if you weren't sure why that was. Now we can dive right in to becoming Jehovah's friend. Finally. I hope this Jehovah guy's nice. Maybe we can hang out, play some video games. I think it makes sense to check out Lesson 1, which is hilariously titled Obey Your Parents, which comes before the lesson called Obey Jehovah. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it really is. Why should we obey our parents? Watch as Caleb learns why this is important. Caleb has a very frightening head, but that's okay, it's not his fault. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh no. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty good. The drama, the comedy, everything's hitting. Oh, it's a toy plane! Not gonna lie, I saw that coming. Oh god, he's so scary. What a disgustingly well-manicured little American suburb house. Ugh, first shot of the mum ever. She's down on her knees scrubbing the floor, where she belongs. That's intentional, right? She moves like a spider. She kind of looks like Mrs. Incredible a bit.
Caleb! Time for dinner. I just cleaned the house, so remember, take your shoes off.
Time for dinner? But you were just scrubbing the floor. Was she scrubbing the floor while dinner was finishing cooking? That's crazy!
Okay, Mom. We're clear for landing. Yeah!
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna track mud on the clean floors, a little prick. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Did Mommy tell you to take off your shoes?
Yes.
Mom worked very hard to clean the house today. How will she feel when she sees this?
Yeah, her life does revolve around the cleanliness of this house. She's probably gonna be fucking devastated.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
I know. Let's clean this up
What's
together.
happening to his arms? It's like he's ripped, but his muscles are sort of jelly. Hold on, I need you to look at his arm while it animates so you can see if I'm crazy.
I know.
Look!
Let's clean
Look
this
at it
up
blobbing
together.
about! That's not right. Okay, they're cleaning it. Well, I thought it was time for dinner.
So that was a lot of work, right?
What?
Yeah.
You know, if you had listened to Mommy, you wouldn't have had to do all that work. My son, when we tell you to do something, it's because we love you. We want the best for you.
No, it's not. It's because you just cleaned the floors and you don't want them to get muddy. Has nothing to do with wanting the best for him. What a fucking liar. Before we take this nonsense any further, I'd like to talk to you for a moment about geology. Geology being the award-winning hair, skin and body care brand, not the field of science involving rocks. If you've not heard me talk about it before, Geology is a 40-time award-winning skincare brand. They have over 10,000 5-star reviews. I use them every single day. The products, not the people that work there. That'd be really weird. I'm just rubbing a human on my face every morning. What a strange thing to say. They make really simple and effective skincare routines, personalized just for you. Whether you're looking to reduce oiliness, fight acne, you just want better, more hydrated skin, Geology has what you need. It is super simple to get started. All you do is click on the link down below, take their 60-second diagnostic quiz, you tell them about your skin and your goals. Their team of dermatologists will design a personalized routine just for you, which is then delivered straight to your door. Your personalized skincare set includes 2 everyday face wash, handy reminder of how much to use, as well as when in your routine. That is step 1 in the morning and step 1 at night. Moisturising face cream for the morning with SPF 15. Nothing more important than SPF protection if you want your skin looking fabulous. In the evening, you return to your face wash, and then you have eye cream for your under eyes. Again, it tells you on the bottle exactly how much to use and how to use it. Super simple. Finally, you have your night cream, also with simple instructions on the back. Plus, your routine comes with these handy-dandy cards that explains what to do and when. You also get a card detailing your regimen. As you can see, it is vegan and cruelty-free. On the back, it tells you what the active ingredients are and how they work, all contained in one nice little package delivered to your door for your convenience. As a massively scatterbrained person that does not routine well, geology is the only thing that's ever worked for me in terms of having a consistent skincare routine. I love it, highly recommend it, particularly if you are the scatterbrained type. Get started right now using the link down below. Use my code EmmaThorne70 for 70% off your skincare trial set. That is a full month trial for only $12, plus a free gift and up to 50% off add-ons of your choice. Your skin will thank you, and so will I. Check it out using the link down below. Get that 70% off. Thank you so much for listening, and to Geology for sponsoring this video.
Remember what we learned in family worship?
Oh.
It is here in Ephesians. What chapter is that?
6?
Right, very good. This is what Jehovah wants you to do.
I can't stop staring at Caleb's head. It's like a weirdly shaped balloon. Very upsetting.
Children, that's you, Caleb. Be obedient to your parents, that it may go well with you. That's why you should always listen to Mom and Daddy.
That's why you should always listen to your parents. Because the Bible says, listen to your parents. Well, my job is done here.
Dinner's ready. Come and eat.
Come on, let's go get some food.
Dinner was ready 5 minutes ago.
Whoop!
Move it over here. Okay. Beep, beep.
I'm not totally convinced by the first teaching of this lesson. Perhaps this second part will be more compelling. That was just like, don't make the floors messy because your mum will be sad. Except, it wasn't really because your mum will be sad, it's because the Bible says to do what your parents say.
Okay, stop. What? Beep, beep, beep. Hey, you almost hit me. Sorry. Release the marbles.
Release the marbles! Uh-oh.
What?
Why are his parents always like, they always step into frame like looming over him? It's like a Charlie Brown situation. I don't know, it's really weird. They're always like, Caleb, what are you doing down there?
A mess. Caleb, it is time for family worship. Get your book. And pick up all these marbles. Someone could get hurt.
She didn't have to be such a dick about that. He was playing. Part of his playing was release the marbles, which I thought was fun. Just, oh, can you pick those up in case somebody gets hurt? She didn't have to come over and be like, Caleb, you're playing. And the things you're playing with are on the floor around you. Sort that shit out. Like, geez, bitch. What a drama queen. Oh no, he's not cleaning up.
Listen to Mom and Daddy.
Man, what a huge guilt trip. Okay, so it's like doing the actual lesson, right? Which is like, actions have consequences. That's the real lesson here. It's not really about obeying your parents at all. It's about, like, be conscientious because you could make somebody sad. And, like, listen to your parents because they have a good reason, like safety. But then it's like he picks up the Bible and is like, you see, it says it in the Bible, so that's why we do it. But that's not what the cartoon is actually teaching. It's almost like they know the teaching is wrong, so they have to, like, teaching it from a Bible perspective doesn't actually teach the lesson, so they have to teach it using actual human methods as well. How interesting. Now he's gonna clean up. Look at a terrifying face in the background.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you for obeying. Now, let's hurry up. Your sister and dad are waiting for us.
Why do they have to use the word obeying? Like a normal parent would be like, thank you for listening to me and cleaning up. Why do they have to say obey? Why does it have to be specifically obey your parents? I don't know, I just find that creepy. A lot of the language is very specific in Jehovah's Witnesses, and I find it almost a bit, it's kind of like a cult tactic in the sense that, like, isolated insular groups tend to have their own unique language where the words have a slightly different connotation or meaning to insiders that outsiders wouldn't understand. I'm getting that vibe here from the use of the word obey.
What do you see in this picture? Oh, good, now everybody's here. Let's say a prayer to begin family worship.
The end? Wow, that was cursed. Let's try obey Jehovah. Oh, does it matter which toys we play with? Learn the answer with Caleb as he becomes Jehovah's friend. Isn't he already Jehovah's friend? Obey Jehovah. Now that you're done obeying your parents, now you can obey God. Do not ask us what to do if your parents tell you to do something that is maybe counter to your religion. What a happy, carefree child he is when his parents aren't looming over him.
Oh no, it's Sparlock!
Caleb!
We need someone to save us!
Caleb!
Sparlock can activate your
Caleb!
magic, Sparlock!
Hi. How was school today?
Fine. Look at Sparlock's magic key!
Caleb, what
God,
toy
he's
is
awesome.
that?
It's Sparlock, the warrior wizard!
Whoa, a warrior wizard.
Yeah, my friend gave it to me. All the kids are going to see the movie. Can I see it too?
Uh-oh. No, of course you can't. That's a wizard, dude. Magic is illegal. God said so. Because it's definitely real. Jehovah will be so sad if you watch a film about a wizard, because then you might learn witchcraft. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the logic is in the whole magic thing that a few religious sects are really against.
Oh, your friend gave this to you.
Oh, your friend. Uh-huh. That friend doesn't go to our church, does he?
You look pretty excited about this. Why don't you come over here and get your snack, okay?
She looked so sad. Like the animator put in a genuine moment of, oh man, now we have to explain one of the stupid, nonsensical rules of our religion to our child to stop him from having fun and spending time with his friends. Well, this is what we signed up for as Jehovah's friends. That's his snack?
Is this toy magical?
It's like 5 carrot sticks. That's a shit snack. I'm gonna go back. But still, I'm angry about the carrots.
Is this toy magical?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a piece of plastic. A toy cannot be magical, with the exception being those like learn magic tricks, first magicians set, which are also not actually magic, but there's a pretense that we follow. That toy is not magic. It is a piece of plastic shaped into a wizard, because wizards are not real in real life. They're fiction. Mother.
Who likes magic? Jehovah or Satan?
Satan.
Right.
Son, is that toy magic? Yeah, he's a wizard. Cool. So who likes magic? Does Jehovah like magic? Or Satan? Satan, I guess. He's just playing with a plastic children's toy. It's so sad. God, so happy not to have been brought up in a religion. Just of any kind. Being brought up secular is such a precious gift.
Magic is bad. That's why Jehovah hates it. Do you really want to play with something that Jehovah hates?
Magic is bad. That's the full extent of the explanation that we and Caleb get on this issue. Why is it bad to play with a plastic wizard toy? Because magic is bad and Jehovah hates it. Why? So is magic real? I have so many questions that are not going to be answered here. It's just going to be do what your parents say, do what the Bible says, again. I wonder if that's every episode of Become Jehovah's Friend.
Do you remember who we learned about at family worship? Who is this?
Adam and Eve.
Right. Did they obey Jehovah?
No, they disobeyed Jehovah. And he got very sad.
So what if you disobey Jehovah? And
Dude, he didn't get sad. He got fucking mad. Okay, he was pissed. Jehovah is an angry dude. It's real hard to be his friend.
so what if you disobey Jehovah and play with toys he doesn't like? Do you think Jehovah will be happy or sad?
Oh, dude. God, the levels of, guilt tripping and emotional manipulation in just these 2 very short episodes are so depressing, dude. Do you want to make Jehovah happy or sad? Remember who loves wizards? Satan.
Sad.
Yeah. Do you want Jehovah to be sad?
No! I don't want Jehovah to be sad with me.
No, I don't want
Caleb.
Jehovah to be sad with you either. So what do you think you should do with this toy?
Politely give it back to the kid that gave it to you, because he's bound to regret that later and there's going to be a whole incident between the parents. I know this shit. I know how this goes down. My mum was a primary school teacher. Oh, we traded, but we didn't really trade and he wants his toy back. Yeah, just give it back to the kid. So what do you want to do, Caleb, after this intense guilt trip? And I told you that keeping the wizard was the thing that would make Satan happy and God sad. What do you want to do? It's not really about what he wants anymore, is it? It's about what won't keep him up at night with friggin' Satan nightmares. No!
Caleb, I am so proud of you. You made my...
You know what Jehovah loves, Caleb? Landfills full of plastic. He loves those. Just give it back to the kid that gave it. Don't throw it in the trash. Oh my god, I hate her. I hate her thin little eyebrows. She's got evil little eyebrows.
Mommy very happy. And you know who else is happy?
Jehovah.
Yes. Jehovah loves you very much for obeying him, Caleb. Hey, you know what I want to do?
What?
I want to go ride bikes.
Yay!
Let's go.
Ride bikes with your mum because you have no friends, because you're not allowed to go see a movie that has a wizard in it. This isn't depressing and isolating at all. It's a good fun time. Oh god, it's so depressing. It's so much more depressing than you think it's going to be from the outset. And they don't even try to hide it. Caleb looks real sad and scared and stressed when he's like, no, I don't want Jehovah to be sad. This is a little cursed CG animated kid, and I still feel incredibly sorry for him because his cursed CG animated parents are manipulating him so sinisterly. That's not their fault. They're indoctrinated. None of them are real is the point, but it feels real to me. Pray anytime. Stealing is bad. Fucking duh. Forgive freely. Caleb and Sophia visit Bethel. Preach in a foreign language. Protect your children. Lesson 22, One Man, One Woman. Why did Jehovah create man and woman? This sounds entirely sinister, so let's check this one out. Not gonna lie, finding this one a little bit scary conceptually. One of those men had long hair. No. Sorry, no, it was two women. It was two lady parents.
I drew our family in school today.
Oh, wow.
Why does Caleb not
I
have
didn't
a
have
face?
time to finish Caleb's face. Carrie drew two mommies. She told me they're married to each other. My teacher says that all that matters is that people love each other and that they're happy.
What a relief for these fake children that they at least go to a secular school. Or at least not a Jehovah's Witness school. And that their teacher is teaching things like, the important thing is that a couple is happy. And do you know what? Their child is probably a lot more comfortable and secure in themselves than the Jehovah's Witness child being taught daily all these horrible guilt-trippy lessons.
Well, people have their own ideas about what is right and wrong. But what matters is how Jehovah feels.
Is the mother... Am I going to sound crazy if I say this? Is the mother darker skinned than she was in the earlier episodes? This is lesson 22. The previous ones were lesson 1 and 2. I guess they've updated the designs. I mean, they look a bit nicer, which is great. But I feel like she's got... Let me open the first one in another tab so I can compare. She's way darker skinned in the new ones. How interesting. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe she just got a fake tan in between. Probably not. I don't think Jehovah's Witnesses are likely to do that. How interesting.
Feels. He wants us to be happy, and he...
Let me go back, because I got distracted.
Well, people have their own ideas about what is right and wrong. But what matters is how Jehovah feels. He wants us to be happy, and he knows how we can be happiest.
He wants us to be happy, which is kind of the same thing as what your teacher said. What matters is that people are happy. Except that he knows how people should be happy, and people will be much happier. Your friend's parents, for example, would be much happier if they divorced and got into miserable relationships with people of the opposite sex. That would make them really happy. Uh-huh. Everyone's convinced, Mom.
That's why he invented marriage the way he did.
You mean...
Jehovah didn't invent marriage. Jehovah didn't... Marriage... No. Stop. I've talked about this in at least one video before in a lot more depth. So I'm not going to waste your time here. But let's just say that marriage as in recognized ceremonies binding two people together comes from way before Christianity. By definition, before Jehovah. Jehovah didn't invent marriage. God didn't invent marriage. The Bible didn't invent marriage. That concept is an invention. I don't know why it's so important for certain Christians to keep pretending that marriage originates with the Bible or Christianity. It's not true. Jehovah didn't invent marriage as a way for people to be happy. That's weird. That's really weird.
That's why he invented marriage the way he did.
You mean one man and one woman?
Exactly. Look at Genesis 1:27. Jehovah created Adam and Eve, male and female. Then in Genesis 2:24, he said that a man will stick to his wife. Later, Jesus said the same thing. Jehovah's standards haven't changed.
Jehovah's standards haven't changed. Wives are still the property of their husbands. Anyone who commits adultery must surely be put to death. Jehovah's standards haven't changed, remember?
What would happen if someone wanted to bring something on the plane that wasn't allowed?
They couldn't go on their trip.
Right. It's the same with Jehovah. He wants us to be his friend and live in paradise forever. But we have to follow his standards to get there.
Yeah, Jehovah's standards. Like putting people to death for committing minor infractions.
And it talks about the road leading to paradise. To get there, Jehovah says we have to leave some things behind. That means
leaving things behind, like love and happiness. It's so easy. This goes for any Christian, any religious person who believes in the whole one man, one woman, because that's what God said thing. It is so easy for like a straight married person in a happy relationship to be like, they just have to not do it. That's what God wants, so they just have to spend their entire lives alone, avoiding loving, fulfilling relationships. If they want to get to paradise, that's just what they have to do. Like, fucking easy for you to say.
Anything Jehovah doesn't approve of.
But I want everyone to get to paradise.
So does Jehovah. And you know what?
No, he doesn't. He definitely doesn't. Jehovah doesn't want everyone to get to paradise. As far as I recall, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm correct, it's only a very tiny minority of people that Jehovah's Witnesses believe will go to heaven. I think it's 144,000, which is a very small number of people. 144, yeah. I was just counting the zeros in my head. I had a maths meltdown for a second there, ignore me. Everyone else good is supposed to be resurrected on the cleansed earth, post-Armageddon. I guess if you refer to the cleansed earth as paradise, then maybe that's kind of true. I still disagree because he doesn't want bad people who don't believe or commit some, again, minor infraction. He doesn't want them to go to paradise. But also, I'm pretty sure paradise refers to heaven, which is just the 144,000. So now you're lying to your children, Mrs. Lady, with skin tone several shades darker than she had earlier this morning. Let's not worry about that.
But I want everyone to get to paradise.
So does Jehovah.
Liar.
And you know what? People can change. That's why we share his message. So, what can you say to Carrie?
Well, I could tell...
No. No. Oh, this is why kids like this don't have any friends, dude. Partly because they're not allowed to do anything. You know, like go see a movie with wizards and celebrate birthdays and shit. That's why they are isolated from their peers anyway. But definitely sending their kids to be like, hey, so you know how you told me your two mummies are married? That's bad. And they're not gonna get to go to paradise forever if they stay married. So I just need to tell you that because I'm worried about your soul and your parents' soul. You can be different from them and then you can go to paradise, but your two mummies that you love very much are definitely not going to do that because Jehovah hates them and what they do. What can you say to her? Nothing. Nothing. Keep your evil beliefs to yourself until you can hopefully grow out of them. Oh my god, don't send this child to talk to this other child about her two mummy parents.
So, what can you say to Carrie?
Well, I could tell her about the paradise.
No.
I could tell her about the animals and the resurrection.
That's awesome! Let's practice.
Let's practice proselytizing to your schoolmates while subtly telling them that their parents being in a gay relationship is wrong.
No!
Oh, it's so awful. Wow, that was pretty much equally as cursed as I expected it to be. Possibly slightly more so. I wasn't expecting it to be as heavily guilt-trippy as it was. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching. There's a whole poop ton of episodes. If you want to see more Become Jehovah's Friend, let me know down below. Similarly, if you have any burning desires for things for me to cover, let me know. Do leave your thoughts down below. Give this video a like if you did like it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss future videos. If you enjoyed this, you might enjoy some of my past videos, such as a review of the movie Bibletown, a hilariously cursed CG experience full of Bible lessons. If you like what I do here and you would like to support this channel, you can check out today's sponsor using the link down below. You can become a channel member. That gives you comment priority and some goofy little emotes. The best way to support this channel is via the Patreon, and with that, I must give a big old thank you and a shout out to my giant chickens and colossal quackers over on Patreon. Especially Conla. God damn it, Conla. Most importantly, have yourselves a very lovely week, and I will see you really soon.